Hello students. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about roots of the quadratic equations. So here we are starting with the theory. Now first of all, I am considering the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is 0. Now for this quadratic equation, roots can be obtained by formula x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. I hope everybody remember this formula. Let alpha and beta be roots of this equation. Then the first formula what you can prepare for alpha and beta is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b upon a. And then second formula is alpha into beta. So what is alpha into beta? It is c upon a. Now if you look at alpha plus beta, one may consider this as sum of roots. And alpha into beta can be considered as product of roots. So these are two important formulae from the problem's point of view. And I hope most of you know these formulae. Now, if question is reverse, alpha and beta be roots of the equation that is given. That means for the quadratic equation, if two roots are given, values of alpha and beta or values of roots are given to you. Now question is how to find that equation. So quadratic equation can be written as x minus alpha into x minus beta is 0. This is one way to write the equation if roots of the equation are given. Or this equation can be written as x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. See, if you expand this, you will get the same thing. Or this equation can also be prepared as x square minus, now alpha plus beta I am considering as sum of roots, so it is sum of roots into x plus alpha into beta I am considering as product of roots. So here we have written product of roots and the right hand side is 0 only. That means if question comes something like this, find quadratic equation, I am writing in short form, quadratic equation whose roots are 2 and 3. Then what I can do is simply apply the formula like x square minus. Now these are alpha and beta. So alpha plus beta is 2 plus 3 multiplied by x and alpha into beta is 2 into 3 is equal to 0. So in next step one can write answer x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. So this is the required quadratic equation. So very simple theory as such. Now I am moving for the next topic. Again consider the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is 0. For this quadratic equation I am assuming b square minus 4ac as d. D is basically called as discriminant. Now from where I have taken this? So if you remember, the roots can be obtained by the formula minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. This is the formula. Now b square minus 4ac. This b square minus 4ac is d. Now based on this value of d, we can define nature of roots. Now first point in this is d is 0, then roots are real and equal. अभी देखो d का वैल्यू 0 मतलब ये रूट के अंदर 0 हो गया. So you can write simply x is minus b upon 2a. Now minus b upon 2a will be the single value, only one value. So we are writing roots are real and equal. Second point is d is greater than 0. That means inside the root here, we are getting positive value. And then because of this plus minus, I am getting real and unequal roots. Now for this unequal roots, someone can remember it as distinct roots. So roots are real and distinct. This is the theory. The next point is d is less than 0. Now if d is less than 0, that means inside the root here, you are getting negative number and that is called as imaginary. So roots are imaginary if d is less than 0. Now the second point, further we have converted in two parts. D is greater than 0 and perfect square. So perfect square numbers are something like 4. 4 is perfect square. Yes. 16. These are perfect square numbers. Now if d is greater than 0 and perfect square, then roots are rational and unequal. I hope you remember the rational numbers. Rational numbers are the numbers in the form of p upon q, where p and q both are integers and q is not equal to 0. So rational and unequal. Unequal means again distinct. But d is greater than 0 and not a perfect square. So here we have written perfect square. Here we have written it is not a perfect square. Then roots are irrational and unequal. So in this case it was rational, here it is irrational. By the way, somebody may bother, sir, here you have mentioned d is greater than 0, roots are real. Yes, correct. All rational and irrational numbers are real numbers only. So d is greater than 0, roots are real. But when they are rational, if d is perfect square. And when they are irrational, if d is not a perfect square. Now, two more points I would like to add in this theory. And the first one in that is, this is about the imaginary roots. If p plus qi is one root of the quadratic equation, then its other root must be p minus qi. That means whenever roots are imaginary or whenever roots are complex, those are always complex conjugate. एक रूट पता है p plus qi, तो दूसरा रूट p minus qi ही होना चाहिए. That is what the important point. By the way, similar point can be added for the irrational roots also. For this one also. If p plus root q is one root, then its other root must be p minus root q. Now root q makes this root, the root of q makes this term irrational. So if one root is irrational, other root must be its conjugate. So these are two important points. That means whenever quadratic equation have imaginary roots, those are always complex conjugate. And whenever quadratic equation have irrational roots, those are always irrational conjugate. So one may remember this as complex conjugate. And the second point is then irrational conjugate. So these are two important points related to roots. Now, based on whatever theory we discussed, we are going for few questions. The first one is, the number of integral values of m for which the equation 1 plus m square into x square minus 2 into 1 plus 3m into x plus 1 plus 8m is equal to 0 has no real root is. Now this was the question asked in JEE Main 2019 8th April evening session. Now students, try to understand. These questions may be lengthy but then easy to understand. So just have a look at this one. I'm first of all writing the given equation, and then we can compare this equation with the standard quadratic equation we remember, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now comparing these two equations, we can write certain values like a is 1 plus m square, b is minus 2 into 1 plus 3m, and c is 1 plus 8m. These are the values of a, b and c. Now look at the question carefully. Here what they have mentioned is no real roots. Now no real roots stands for roots are imaginary. And for imaginary roots, we have theory d is less than 0. Now what was d? So everybody remembers d is b square minus 4ac. So here b square minus 4ac is less than 0. Now in next step, you just put all the values of a, b, c here and simplify. So b square minus 2 ka square 4 into 1 plus 3m the whole square minus 4 I have kept as it is. This is the value of a and the last term is c. Now what next we can do is we can cancel this 4 with this 4. Now expanding these brackets, I can write 1 plus 6m plus 9m square. To expand this first bracket, we have applied a plus b the whole square minus. Now this 1 into 1 is 1. 1 into 8m is plus 8m plus m square into 1 is m square plus m square into 8m is 8m cube. Now in next step, one can cancel these 1 and simplify this as something like, look at this one. This is minus of 8m cube. I have written this term. Further, we have written 9m square minus m square, that is 8m square. And then last term is 6m minus 8m is minus 2m, less than 0. Now, I have taken 2m common and divided by minus 1 also. If you divide by negative number, this inequality changes. Further, I have taken 2m common, so it becomes 4m square. Then this is minus 4m and this is plus 1. Here I am mentioning divide by minus 1. Now in next step, you can take 2 to right hand side. And for this bracket, you can write the perfect square of 2m minus 1. So this becomes m into 2m minus 1 the whole square is greater than 0. Now try to understand the product of two terms is greater than 0. Then either both must be positive or both must be negative. But if you look at this 2m minus 1 the whole square, it is positive only. Now if this is positive, as it is square, it must be positive. So if it is positive, then conclusion is m must be positive. Now look at the question once again. They are asking us number of integral values. Integral means integer values of m, for which this equation has no real roots. Now I am saying m is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, it can be anything like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now how many values possible for m? If I am talking about integer values, I am observing infinite values possible, and then my answer here is infinitely many values of m possible. So here correct option is third option. So if you observe, this was quite simple question based on the theory. Just prepare the theory what we discussed in the beginning of the lecture and you will get it. Now I am taking one more question. Here is it. If one real root of the quadratic equation 81x square plus kx plus 256 is equal to 0 is cube of the other root, then value of k is. Now here 4 options given, and this is the question again from JEE Main 2019 11 Jan morning session question. Now what I'm doing is, first of all, I'm comparing given equation with the standard quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is 0. If you remember, same procedure, same steps we did in previous problem also. Now after this comparison, you can write the values of a, b and c. So a is 81, b is k and c is 256. Now this question is about roots of the equation. So I assume alpha and beta be roots of the equation. Then you can write alpha plus beta is minus b upon a. This was the formula we prepared as sum of roots. And now what is minus b upon a? It is minus k and the value of a is 81. So you got it as minus k upon 81. Let it be equation number 1. One more formula we prepared and that was alpha into beta. Alpha into beta can be written as c upon a and here it is then 256 upon 81. Now coming back to question. If you observe, in question they have mentioned one real root of the equation is cube of the other root. So what I am writing is alpha is beta cube. This is given. One root is cube of the other root. So alpha is beta cube. Now we are solving equations 2 and 3. That means this value of alpha as beta cube I can put in equation number 2. So it becomes beta raised to 4 is 256 upon 81. From this you can get the value of beta. And what is it? It is simply 4 upon 3. So beta value is 4 upon 3. Now what if I put this value of beta in equation number 3? I can write the value of alpha. And what is it? Alpha is 64 upon 27. Now, they have not asked us alpha or beta. They have asked us the value of k. To get the value of k, these alpha and beta values you can substitute in equation number 1. So what I can write is alpha is 64 upon 27, beta is 4 upon 3. So addition of them is equal to minus k upon 81. Now we have to simplify this. So if I multiply throughout by 81, I can write the value of k and that value is minus 300. So value of k is minus 300. So correct option is option number 4. So students, what I'm trying to tell you is, this is very simple theory. Most of you know this theory already. What you have to do is just practice the problems based on this. You will find very simple questions asked in the exam. The only thing is calculation to be done carefully. Now here, I am taking one more question based on the theory what we have discussed already. And question is, let P and Q belongs to real numbers. If 2 minus root 3 is a root of the quadratic equation x square plus px plus q is equal to 0, then ये अभी ऐसा then बोल के जब भी क्वेश्चन छोड़ देते हैं तो थोड़ा टेंशन आ जाता है, because what to do that is not mentioned. Now we have to decide. In previous problem it was mentioned find the value of k. It's okay, I understood what to do there. But here then bola and then nothing mentioned. That means we have to select the correct option from this. Now what should I do? So I should refer the theory. And in theory we have mentioned if one root is irrational, that is 2 minus root 3 is irrational. We have written one root is p minus root q, then other root must be p plus root q. So here other root is 2 plus root 3. So both the roots we know now. I am assuming then these values as alpha and beta. Alpha is 2 minus root 3 and beta is 2 plus root 3. Then in next step, I can write the required quadratic equation. That theory also you have studied. And that equation becomes x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta is equal to 0. Now what can I write for alpha plus beta? It is simply the addition. So addition of alpha and beta is this 2 and 2 gets added 4 and minus root 3 and plus root 3 gets cancelled. So this is x square minus 4x, and this alpha into beta can be written as 2 minus root 3 into 2 plus root 3. It is of the type a minus b into a plus b formula. So in next step, I can write this as x square minus 4x plus a square minus b square, that is 4 minus 3. Now what is the equation I am getting? That equation is x square minus 4x plus 1 is 0. Now this is the quadratic equation, but in question they have mentioned the quadratic equation is this. So I am comparing the equation which I got with the given equation. Now from this I got values of p and q. The value of p is minus 4 and q is 1. Now what is the question? They are asking us the correct option from this. Now if you look at these two, option 1 and option 4, I have p square minus 4q. While in second option there is q square minus 4p, in third option there is q square plus 4p. Now what I am saying, first we work out for p square minus 4q. So p square is minus 4, the whole square, that is 16, and minus 4q is minus 4. Now what I got for p square minus 4q, that is 12. P square minus 4q is 12. If you take this term to left hand side, so what you get is p square minus 4q minus 12 is 0. Now, is there any correct option from 1 and 4? Here you have plus and here you have minus. That means this option is correct. Oh, it was very good thing that we got the answer in first trial only and no need to go for option number 2 or option number 3. By the way, somebody may bother, sir, अगर ये wrong होता था, अगर p square minus 4q minus 12 is 0 नहीं आता था. If that value is something else, then what should I do? Then you should try for q square minus 4p, or you should try for q square plus 4p. You should check which one from 2 and 3 goes correct. Now here, since I got the answer in first trial, my problem is done. The correct option is option number 4. So guys, I solved few questions from the JEE Mains paper based on the theory whatever we discussed in this lecture. My sense is these questions are comparatively easy and theory is very simple to prepare. So everybody should prepare this topic carefully. Here we stop with this lecture. Thank you to all of you.